Hi there folks, and welcome to this easiest way to learn C programming. In this video I will show you how to learn C coding in the easiest way that you can imagine. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. So let me go ahead and open up this editor, and as you may have noticed, I have created a new file and I name it ex94_ using errno.h, and I have also created these statements ahead of time. So we're going to practice making codes, and this is the best way to learn coding. More hands-on exercises, and at the end of this video I highly encourage you to answer the question because it's the best way to teach yourself in C programming. So today we're going to learn more about how we can use Errno. So we have discussed this previously in my previous videos, but on this video we're going to learn more about it. So as you may have noticed, I have created these libraries. So the standard input-output, the standard library, and the errno library. We'll be using this libraries so that we can use the errno functions. And some library functions such as the fopen function set an error code when they do not execute as expected. The error code is set in a global variable named errno, which is defined in the errno.h header file on this line, on line 3. When using errno, you should set it to 0 before calling a library. This is if you're using an external file. So if you're using an external file, either you'll be using this, let me uncomment this out, you'll be using this extern inf errno, and you need to set it to 0. If you have an external file, since I do not have an external file, I'm going to comment this line and as well as this line. So we'll be using the errno header instead. So to output the error code stored in errno, you use printf to print to the str error or string error file stream the standard error output to the screen. Using str or st or string error is a matter of convenience, conventions, and a good programming practice. So to output the error code stored in errno, you use fprintf to print to the str error file stream the standard error output to the screen. Using str error is a matter of convention and a good programming practice. So to better understand this, let's go ahead and complete this example. So we have created the file pointers in here and the variable. So we also have this non-existent programming file.txt. So with this will going to read, but this is non-existent file. We don't have this file created. So let me go ahead and comment this lines. So we'll be using the f function or the f condition to test if the pointer is equal to null, and if it is, then we should be able to get this error code. So let's go ahead and compile and run this to check if our program runs smoothly as we expected. And as you may have noticed, the result is what we expected: error opening file, error code 2. So let me go ahead and close this. So you can output the errno through other means, but it will be easier to keep track of your exemption handling if you only use str error for error messages like what we have used on these lines. To use errno, you need to declare it with the statement in here. Either one will work. Extern errno. If you have an external file, you also need to include the errno. You need to set this to 0, so it should be equal to 0. So errno is equal to 0, but I'm using the standard library or the errno library instead. So again, to use errno, you need to declare it with a statement, with these statements, or the standard library, or you can include the errno header file. So again, to use errno, you need to declare it with the statement extern int errno at the top of your program, or you can include the header the errno.h header file to run your programs correctly. So again, let's go ahead and compile and run this to test it one more time, and we get the same result. So this is the result that we expected. So again, just a quick note that the extern is a truly global variable that is accessible beyond the scope of its declaration, and by declaring a variable extern, we let the compiler know we want to access a variable being defined in another program or file. So that's why we use the extern. So since I don't have any files, any other files, then I'm using the errno header. So again, by declaring the variable extern, we let the compiler know we want to access a variable being defined in another program or file, and hence not to allocate any memory for this one. Instead, it simply points to the global variable defined in the other file with the same definition. So that's it for this video, and before we wrap up, let's go ahead and test your knowledge. So I have here a little exercise for you on this tab. So I want you to type in the header name where the errno variable is declared. So as you can see, there's a missing piece of information on this line, and if you already know the answer, please put it in the comment section below. Thank you.